can everyone who's signing on now just let me know if you can hear me, if you can see okay, and if you can hear my music. Give me a thumbs up, let me know. Perfect, I'm seeing a thumbs up, awesome. Oh, hi everyone, I see some names I know. Perfect. Okay. So we'll take another couple seconds before we get started. Hi, Warren. Okay. So welcome everyone. For those of you who haven't met me before, my name is Genevieve, and I teach on Friday nights at Evolution. It's a hot yoga class typically. Today we're going to be going through a gentle flow. So we'll start out class with a centering, we'll be moving at a kind of a medium pace, and then we'll finish off with a nice shavasana and a bit of a meditation. So a disclaimer, because I'm not in your space with you, please really listen to your body. Normally in a typical class, I would be giving adjustments or trying to give variations if they didn't work for your body or they're not feeling quite right. So because I can't do that, it's kind of up to you to decide if something's not feeling appropriate for you today or in that moment. Try to adjust it, maybe come out of it, take a different variation that you might know, or even just come into a child's pose or a seated position to breathe for a little bit, okay? Now for today's class, you can absolutely do it without props. If you do have some blocks or even books, it would be good to have that if you feel like you might need it. And then a strap just for a couple poses at the end, but again, you can absolutely do it without the blocks or the strap. You can also use like a belt or a tie for the strap if you need one. Okay, and I think that was everything. Perfect. All right, so we're gonna start seated. So find a nice comfortable seat. So you can have either leg in front here. You could be sitting on, a blanket or a little pillow if you need to relax the hips a little bit. And then once you've found a seat, just find a nice tall spine, maybe rolling the shoulders open a few times. And then let the shoulders fall heavy. We want the top of the head to be reaching up. Your palms could be face down onto your knees or your thighs. They could be facing up. Just see what feels nice. And then maybe closing the eyes here, or taking the gaze low. And we're going to enjoy a few moments here of just checking in with how we're feeling this morning. So as you find this place of stillness, just noticing how the body may be feeling. Are there any areas that are feeling really tight that maybe you need to focus on moving into today and breathing into? Is there a particular energy or maybe even an emotion that you woke up with today? Everything that's going on, there's a lot of emotions swirling around, and you might feel differently throughout the entire day. So we're just inviting in this practice of mindfulness to just notice what's happening in this present moment. No judgment, no need to change it, but just acknowledge and notice. And then just starting to notice your breath here and seeing if you can start to deepen it. So inviting a nice deep inhale. And a long exhale. And as you start to connect with the breath here, just see if you can invite the shoulders to release, any tension to release with the exhale. Just let yourself really settle and ground with every breath. Let's enjoy 3 more big breaths here. Maybe you choose to exhale through the mouth just to let it go a little bit. Two more. Last one. And from here, starting to move into the neck, so we're going to bring the right ear to the right shoulder. And then you'll take a semicircle, bringing the chin down, around, and coming to the other side. And it can be nice just to keep the eyes closed here and just move at your own speed, side to side, really breathing into any areas of the neck that's feeling tight. There's no right or wrong, just move in whichever way feels intuitive or comfortable for you. Finishing up one more semicircle. Bring the ear to the shoulder, head comes back up through center. If you found a little bit of a roll through the spine, lengthen it back up. If you need to switch feet, take that, and then we're gonna come into a side stretch. Releasing the left arm down, right arm sweeps up. Inhale, and then exhale, walk yourself to the side. And you choose how far you want to go. Maybe you stay up here, maybe you walk yourself a little bit further. But wherever you come to, try to keep length through both sides of the body and the torso, so that you're not curling and sort of crashing forward, you're lengthening and opening through the side body. And your gaze could be down, could be out to the side, or it could be up towards the ceiling. On your next inhale, float your way back up through center. Release the arm. We'll come to the other side. Plant the right hand down, left arm sweeps up. Inhale, and then exhale, tilting over. Remembering that as we come into moves here, do your best to stay connected to that breath. You want to invite that full breath. If Ujjayi breath is in your practice, invite that into your movements, into your poses today. Good. Last inhale, sweep yourself back up. Hands are going to come onto the knees here. We're going to be taking a seated cat-cow. So as you take an inhale, I want to lengthen through the spine, little gaze up, look towards the ceiling slightly. Exhale, curl through the spine, belly button draws back, release the shoulders and the head. Inhale, coming all the way back up. And then exhale, curl. And then moving at your own speed here. So you don't have to follow my breath or my timing. See what feels nice. You might even choose to pause in one of these shapes and just breathe there. Let's finish one more. And then coming back through center, tall through the spine, roll the shoulders open. Hinging at the hips, walk the hands forward. So we're just going to roll through the spine. So you might just come a little ways and then release the head down. another opportunity here to just move in a way that feels really nice for you. So you can move side to side, stretching through the side body. You could continue to maybe roll or undulate through the spine. Or maybe you just simply stay through center, releasing through the neck. And starting to roll yourself back up. Nice tall spine. We're going to make our way into tabletop. So you can either roll forward or sweep your legs out to the side. Once you come to tabletop, make sure that your shoulders are right over the wrists and your hips are over your knees. Toes could be tucked or untucked here. You're going to be extending the left leg out behind you. Foot is flexed and you're pushing through that heel. You can stay here for this variation, or you can take the right arm out. If you're releasing the arm, take an inhale, reach through both limbs. Exhale, hug both in. Inhale, reach it back out. You're going to take 4 more. If you're just doing the leg, then you're just tucking the leg in nice and strong. Inhale, reach it back out. Two more. Last one. Reach it back out. Find that length. 3, 2, 1. Release the hand and then the foot. Couple cat-cows here, so just moving with your own breath. Release through the spine. All right, and then we'll come to the other side, finding stability, reaching that right leg out. Flex through the foot, push through the heel. Option to stay here, or option to reach that left arm out. Your gaze is down to your mat here, so try not to gaze forward, but keep the neck long. Take an inhale. Exhale, gather elbow to knee. And reach it back out, inhale. 4 more. Remembering that you also have the option to just take the knee. 2 more. Last one. Reach it back out. Find that length. 3, 2, 1. Release the hand, then the knee. Take your knees wide, big toes together. Finding a nice child's pose here. Arms are long. Release all the way down. If you're not coming all the way to the floor, you always have the option to use props like a block under the forehead or a bolster under the body. As you take a few breaths here, really see if you can start to breathe into the back body, so into the back of the rib cage. Maybe some nice breath and release into the low back, into the hips. Those can often be quite tight in the mornings. Two more breaths. On your inhale, float your way up to tabletop. Tuck the toes, really ground down through the hands and lift your hips up, finding your first downward facing dog. So hands are shoulder width distance apart, feet are hip width distance apart here. Once you get there, maybe you're alternating one straight leg, one bent leg. You can take any movements that serve your body, that feel good this morning. Or maybe you just stay in stillness, reaching the sit bones up. Just check in, make sure that you're not gazing forward, again, that the neck is long. Gazing sort of back between your legs, your ankles. On your next inhale, sweep your left leg up behind you. Find a three-legged dog. It doesn't have to be hugely high here. And then exhale, bring that leg forward. We're coming into our low lunge. If your back knee is quite tender, you always have the option to roll the mat over so that it can bring some support under that back knee. Make sure that your front knee is right over the ankle. Hips are gently coming forward here. Once you have stability, hands come onto the thigh, or they can reach all the way up. If the shoulders are a bit tight, a nice variation is coming into cactus. Couple big breaths here. So you have the option to stay. If you want to come into a bit of a twist, you're going to release both hands back down onto the thigh. Your right hand is crossing across your body and just to the outer edge of that knee or lower thigh. Then that left arm, you're going to start to reach it back, lengthen through the spine. Gaze might follow. Now only take it as far as feels really comfortable. There should be no pinching or pain. So if you're here for your twist, that's okay. Just listen to your body. Keep drawing the navel in, lengthening through the spine. The gaze also does not have to follow the hand. Maybe it stays forward if the neck is a bit sore. Last inhale. Exhale, gently release back through center. Hands come down. Tuck the back toe to lift the knee and then step back, downward facing dog. We're here for a few breaths. Just shake it out. Move in any way that feels nice. Come into stillness if you're moving. On your inhale, sweep your right leg up behind, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring it forward, and then release the knee. Again, option to roll the mat under that back knee. Check in, make sure the front knee is right over the ankle, and when you're ready, coming up, finding your arm variation, maybe reaching up, maybe cactus. And as we breathe here for a few breaths, I just want you to check in on your core. So is it strong? Is the belly button drawing in, lengthening up? Or are you just kind of collapsing? Can you find that strength through your center? Once again, option to stay here or option to lower the arms. This time your left hand's going to cross to the outer edge of that front leg, right leg, and then the right arm is going to start to reach back, coming into your twist. Keep lengthening through the spine. Inhale and exhale, reach and twist. Last big inhale. Exhale, release through center. Hands come down, tuck the back toe, lifting the knee. Step back, downward facing dog. Couple breaths again, just walk it out. You're going to make your way into a forward fold. So nice and mindfully walk your feet forward. When you get towards your hands, feet are going to be hip-width distance apart. Start with a nice deep bend into the knees. Drape the torso over the thighs. Let the head go. Really big breath here. Maybe you start to sway a little bit. Maybe you start to lengthen into the back of the knees, just see how that feels. Maybe you take elbows into your hands. Just lots of options. Move in whichever way is serving you in this moment. Two more big breaths. If your legs are straight, bring a bend into the knees. Engage the core. Start to roll up one vertebra at a time. Rolling up. All the way up to standing. Roll the shoulders open when you get there. Palms come forward. Ground down through your feet. Finding mountain pose here. Big breath. So we're going to be moving through our sun salutation here. We're going to be doing sun salutation A. So you can move along with me. We're moving with the breath. If my speed is different than what you're used to or comfortable with, you're in your own space, so move at your own speed if that serves you and that's in your practice. Inhale, sweep the arms up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on the shins, reach. Exhale, fold, bend your knees, plant your hands, step back high or low plank, so option to lower the knees. Take an inhale here. We're going to exhale all the way down. You can lower the knees first if you need. Come all the way down. Roll the shoulders open. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, downward facing dog, either through tabletop or through plank. All the way back. 2 breaths here. On your next inhale, gaze between your hands, take a step forward. As you exhale, fold, release. Inhale, halfway lift, hands on the shins, lengthen. Exhale, fold. And inhale, come all the way up to standing, reach up. And exhale, release. We're going to take that 2 more times. When we take our back bend, option to take your baby cobra or upward dog. I'll show both of those variations in this next round. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, plant your hands, step back, find your high or low plank. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower all the way or part way. Inhale, either baby cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths. On your next inhale, gaze between the hands, step forward. On your exhale, release. Inhale, halfway lift, long through the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, reach up. Exhale, release. Last round. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, bend the knees, plant the hands, step back high or low plank. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, lower all the way or part way. Inhale, baby cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths. On your next inhale, gaze between the hands, take a step forward. And as you exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And inhale, come up to standing. Sweep your arms all the way up. As you exhale them through heart center, release the palms over your heart. Close your eyes here. Couple big breaths. Feel your feet grounding down. Feel your heartbeat under your palms. Notice the movement of your breath. One more inhale here. Exhale, release the arms down. Blink the eyes open. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Once you get down, bend into both knees, release the hands onto the floor, step back with your left leg. First, finding your high runner's lunge, then turn out the back foot. Find your base for warrior two, and come all the way up. That front knee is bent, so it's right over the ankle. Make sure that that front heel comes to the middle of the back arch, so you're creating a line between both feet. Coming into a bit of a flow here, flip the palms, inhale, reach up, lengthen the front leg, look up, exhale, settle back down. Two more, inhale, reach up, exhale, release. One more, inhale, and exhale, settle back down, warrior two. Straighten the front leg. We're taking a little bit of a back bend here. You're gonna reach that right arm up, lengthen through the torso. Back arm comes down lightly onto the thigh. An exalted pyramid here. Keep reaching, lengthening through both sides of the body, the torso. And inhale, come back up. Find your arms parallel to your shoulders. We're coming into our triangle here. Hips start to shift back slightly as you reach forward towards that front leg and start to release down into your variation of triangle. Couple options. If you do have a block or books and you're needing a little bit of support, you can release down onto a block. So different heights that you can play around with. You can also just have the arm pressing into the shin. And the gaze could be down, out to the side, or up. If you do have any weight on the shin, just make sure it's very light. On your next inhale, engage the core. If it's not already engaged, bring yourself all the way up. And settle back into your warrior two. You can leave your arms here as one option, or release the hands back, clasp the hands, roll the shoulders open, and then maybe as you reach the hands down, you gaze up. Gently start to release the arms and the gaze. Reach out. Windmill the arms as you come into your high runner's lunge. Step back, downward facing dog. Walk it out. Option here just to breathe for a few breaths in your downward dog, or you can move through vinyasa. So join me in a vinyasa if you'd like to take that. Inhaling forward to your variation of plank. Exhale, lower your distance. Inhale, either baby cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll all meet here. You're going to inhale, sweep the left leg up behind you, three-legged dog. Exhale, sweep it underneath. We're getting ready for the other side here. Find your high lunge, then turn out the back foot. Ground down through the feet. Warrior two on the other side. Just gonna flip it. Couple breaths here. Option to take the flow. Inhale, reach the arms up, flip the palms, lengthen the front leg. Exhale, settle back down. Two more with your breath. Start to straighten that front leg. We're coming into our exalted warrior, exalted pyramid. Reach up with that left arm. Right hand comes back. Lengthen through both sides of the torso here. So make sure you're not just collapsing into the back, but that there's this lift and length through the core. Both legs are engaged here. Kneecaps are drawn up. Inhale, bring yourself back up. Get ready for your triangle. Hips come back. Torso reaches forward. Release that bottom hand down. Again, always the option to bring a block under that bottom hand. Very light on the shin if there's any pressure. And play around with the gaze. See what feels right. Since I'm not there to see you, also check in with the knee. Make sure that it's not fully hyperextended. Little tiny bend in the knee just to protect it. Inhale, bring yourself back up and find your warrior two. You have the option to stay here or release the hands down. As you take your clasp, take the opposite clasp of your hands, so it'll feel a little bit uncomfortable. Roll the shoulders open, reach back. As you reach the hands down, maybe your gaze comes up lightly. This is a lot on the shoulders. You don't have to take it. You can just stay arms out. Starting to release. Arms come out. You're going to windmill to find your high runner's lunge. Step back, downward facing dog. Option to stay here or move through your vinyasa. Move with your breath. You're going to walk the feet forward to meet the hands. Whenever you get there, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And inhale, come up to standing. Sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands down to your heart center. And release. All right. So you can stay facing the front of your mat and just turning towards you so that you can see. You're going to be stepping back with your left leg. Ground it down. Toes turned out about 45 degrees. Hands can come onto the hips. Now I want you to start to just gently square the hips towards the front of the room. That back heel continues to stay grounded. You can have your heels in line, or you may open it up if you need a little bit more stability. We're coming into our warrior one. Different options for the arms here. You could reach up, hands to heart center. You could come into your goddess arms here, cactus. Just from the side, if you're not quite sure, that front knee is bent so that the knee is right over the ankle. That back leg is straight. Heel is grounded. Lengthening up. Last breath. Bring your hands down through heart center. You're gonna start to lift that back heel off the mat. We're coming into a balance here, making our way into warrior three. So we're gonna be kicking off that back foot, hinging forward. That back leg reaches out behind us. Finding a tabletop if that's available. Otherwise, you could be up here. Just keep that nice length all the way through. Hips are square, so you're not opening it up here like a half moon. The toes are reaching down. You could take the arms out. Engage the core. Start to draw yourself through center. Bring the knee in. Lift it in front of you, 90 degrees. And we're coming into archery variation. So you might have had enough. You could come all the way down if you're feeling like you need a bit of a break. You could come to the shin. You could bring the foot higher. Wherever you are, just make sure that that foot is not across the knee joint. So it's either above or below. And then you can play around with wherever you like your arms. Last breath, hands come back through center. Release the knee. And bring it down, and then just shake it out. All right, we'll come to the other side. So I'll do it facing the side this time for you. You're going to be stepping back with your right leg, ground down. Back toes turned out 45 degrees. Bend into that front knee. Hands on your hips, squaring the hips here. And then taking your arm variation. If you're noticing a little bit of pinching or tightness in the low back, sometimes it can just help to lengthen and lift through the torso. Just bring it forward a little bit. Keep the core strong. Hands release through heart center. Start to lift that back heel up. Getting ready, shifting the weight. Lift that back leg, finding our warrior three, Vinyasa 3. Keep pushing through that heel. Toes are reaching down so that the hips can stay square to the floor. You can play with your arms. Good. Gently start to bend into the supporting leg. Bring the knee through center. Lift the knee up. And then start to find your variation of tree. So again, maybe you come down. Maybe you come below the knee. Maybe you come above the knee. Play around with the arms. Maybe taking the same arm variation or something a little bit different. Release the hands back through heart center if they're not already there. Start to release the knee and let it go. Shake it out. All right. Make your way back towards the front of your mat if you're not already there. Feet hip width distance. Just finding your Tadasana mountain pose. Full breath. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, release your hands. Step back with your left leg. Find your high runner's lunge. Then turn out the back foot and make your way into your warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Turn your feet parallel here. So quite a wide stance. Your wrists might even be over your ankles here. Hands on your hips, strong through your core, so your belly button is drawing in. A little bend in both knees, hinging at the hips as we fold forward. This is our wide leg forward fold. If you're not quite reaching the floor, remember that you can come to blocks here. You can use a pillow, anything that just brings the floor a little bit closer to you. Checking in on the knees, make sure that they're not hyperextended, so just a little bend in the knees here. Last big breath. On your inhale, hands under your face, halfway lift. Mindful of the knees as you turn that right foot forward towards the front of your mat. Walk yourself to the high runner's lunge. From here, plant your hands, stepping back into a plank. Knees can lower here if they need. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then I want you to lower as slowly as possible. All the way down. Untuck the toes as you inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, release. And as you inhale, make your way into downward dog. So you can come through your tabletop, or you can come through your high plank. Full breath. Coming into the other side, inhale, sweep the left leg up behind you, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring it underneath, find your high runner's lunge to start, then turn out the back foot, make your way, warrior 2, straighten the front leg, turn your feet parallel, little bend in the knees, strong through the core, hinge forward. Couple options here. You could stay, or you could start to walk yourself maybe to the corner of your mat, so right hand corner, maybe even to the ankle. Walking through center, coming to the other side. Back through center. Inhale, halfway lift. Gentle with your knees, you're going to be turning to the left foot, finding your high runner's lunge. Step back, finding your plank. Strong here, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower nice and slow. Hug the elbows in. One piece all the way down. Untuck the toes, roll the shoulders, baby cobra. Exhale, release. Make your way into your downward facing dog. Slowing it down here. So we're going to make our way into our pigeon from our downward dog. Inhale, sweep the right leg up behind. Exhale, bring it forward. The knee's coming to the wrist and you're releasing onto the shin. Now the more you move the shin forward to 90 degrees, the deeper it's going to get. The more you walk that foot back towards the opposite hip, the less intense. Check in on your hips. You want them to be centered, so you don't want to be rolling off to one side. Get it nice and centered. A block is also really nice support under that back hip if you need it. Once you've found your alignment, you could stay up or maybe you come down. Slowing down the breath. big breaths, especially if there's a lot of tension in the hips. Just use the breath to help you release. If this is really not feeling good for you, a variation is coming on your back. That right knee is coming across the left shin here, flexing into both feet. Give ourselves 3 more big breaths. Once you've completed that 3rd breath, starting to gently walk yourself back up onto the hands. I like to tuck the back toe under just to walk my hips forward a little bit. Then I can ground down through the palms and step back. Downward dog, walk it out. And we'll come to the other side. Whenever you're ready, you're going to reach the left leg up behind. And then exhale, bring it down, left knee to the left wrist. And then just check in, make sure hips are square, make sure the back leg is right behind you. There's no pain in the knees. I'll show on this side the support with the block. Just a little bit of support under the hip, ensuring that that doesn't mean you're rolling to the other side, but it's just helping you stay square if this is collapsing. And find your variation on this side, just to release. Again, if there's any knee issues, coming onto your back, your left knee is bending, turning out, crossing it over top of the right thigh. Flex into both feet. Notice your breath. 3 more big breaths. When you've completed that 3rd breath, start to walk your hands towards your leg. Tuck the toe, walking the hips forward. Big step back as you lift the hip. Walk it out. And then lower the knees down, coming to your tabletop. And then make your way to seated. We're going to come onto our backs. If you do have a strap or anything that you're doing in place of a strap, just make sure that it's near you. And then when you're ready, you're just going to roll down nice and slow onto the back. You can have hands behind your thighs. Once you get there, hugging both knees into your chest. Maybe rocking side to side. I'm going to give you 2 variations here, depending on if you have a strap or not. So if you do have a strap, you're going to lengthen the left leg long, keep the right foot hugged in. That left foot is flexed. Strap is going to come onto the sole of the foot. And then you're going to reach it up long. That's option 1. If you do not have a strap, lower the sole of the foot onto the mat, knee is bent. Reach that right leg up. That's going to give you a little bit more movement towards your chest. hands can come either clasped behind the thigh, behind the shin. Just be really mindful of how much you're pulling. Keep lengthening through the heel. If you are using a strap, just make sure shoulders stay heavy. Couple more breaths. Now again, I'm going to show two variations. So we're going to be moving into a stretch for the outer thigh, specifically the iliotibial band here. So option one, if you have a strap, you're transferring both straps into the left hand. Your right hand is going to come to the hip crease just to stabilize. We don't want this hip to lift. We want to keep it grounded. Now as you keep that grounded, keep flexing through the foot and start to cross the leg over top. I already feel a stretch all the way through the outsides here of my thigh. If you're not quite feeling it, keep grounding, lengthening through the leg, drawing it across, flex the foot, maybe even bring it towards the face. If you're not using a strap, your knee is bent, you're going to take your left hand to the outer thigh, right hand to the hip, and bring it across. If it's available, maybe you straighten that leg out. Couple final breaths. Bring it back through center. Release the strap, release the grip on the leg, hug both knees into your chest, rocking it side to side. And we'll come to the other side. So if you have the strap, your right leg is lengthening out, foot is flexed, strap comes to the sole of the foot, and you're reaching it up. If you don't have a strap, release that right foot down, left leg lengthens, and grip onto wherever feels comfortable for you. Wherever you are, nice full breaths. We want to invite the breath into the body, just to invite some release of tension, some relaxation of the nervous system, maybe even closing your eyes. Getting ready to transition into the outer thigh here. Option one with the strap, you're transferring both straps into the right hand. Left hand comes to the front of the hip. Reach through the heel and then start to cross it over. So you're keeping that left hip grounded as you lengthen through the leg and out through the heel. Ooh, this one's tight for me. I don't know about you guys. If you don't have a strap, just a reminder, you're reaching across with the right hand, left hand at the hip, and crossing it over, option to lengthen the right leg. Two more breaths. Inhale back up, release the knees, hug them into center, rocking side to side. Come into happy baby, so knees are coming towards the shoulders, flex into the feet. Hands can come either to the shins or to the soles of the feet from the outsides. An option to stay still here, maybe you rock side to side, reaching to the right and the left. A couple really nice big breaths. This is our last pose. So if there's any final movements that you might need, go ahead and take them. And then when you're ready, you'll make your way into your variation of Shavasana. If you do have a pillow or a bolster, it could be nice to bring that under the knees. Otherwise, you're coming into legs long, ankles are rolling open. It can be really nice to roll the shoulder blades under the back. Palms face up. Take up as much space as feels comfortable for you. Closing the eyes. And then as you settle here, give yourself 3 big breaths, exhaling through the mouth. Let your body fall so heavy into the floor beneath you. And let your muscles relax. And after you exhale that 3rd breath, let go of any control of your inhales and exhales. So just let the breath flow naturally. Closing the eyes if they're not already closed. Starting to bring the sensation of warmth and love into your heart center. Just noticing that space around your heart. And as you start to build this, maybe this light or this color, warmth, I want you to start to visualize someone in your life that maybe might be struggling, that maybe needs a little bit of love and support from afar. Bringing them into your awareness, imagining their face,